December 11. Blessed Franco Grotti. Franco was born in the town of Grotti, near Siena, Italy. He grew up to be a lazy, nasty-tempered teenager who would not obey anyone. When his father died, Franco became worse than ever. He spent all of his time and all his money in sinful acts and in gambling. Then he got into serious trouble, and to avoid being brought to trial on a murder charge, he joined up with a band of raiders. In the company of these outlaws, Franco became a first-class criminal. He lived so wickedly that by the time half his life was over, he had ruined his health. Franco Grotti was 50 years old when he suddenly became blind, and this event made him start examining himself. He began to think about what life is, and he took a good look at the kind of man he had become. Sorrow filled his heart. He made a good confession of his whole life, and then set out on a long, hard trip to the shrine of St. James in Spain. There his blindness was cured, but Franco, by now, was a completely different man, who never again would go back to his evil ways. One day, while he was praying in a Carmelite church, our Blessed Mother came to tell him that he must do penance and make up for the terrible scandal he had given to the people of Siena by his great sins. At once Franco began going through the streets dressed like a penitent and whipping himself. By now he was 65, but he still humbly begged the Carmelite monks to accept him into their order. They told him to try again in 5 years, because they were afraid to accept him. Who could forget what a terrible man he had been? But Franco did not give up, and at last they let him enter as a lay brother. Blessed Franco lived 10 more years. That was time enough for him to give such wonderful examples of fervent penance that all the monks and people were amazed. He even received the grace of heavenly visions and of working miracles. Devotion to him began right after he died. See how good God is? He is so patient and so merciful that as soon as a sinner turns to him and sincerely asks for pardon, God fills that soul with blessings and graces.